So looking back at December 5's price action, we can see that we have two potential daily profiles today. We can come up here, down this, and keep going higher in a bullish expansion day, or we could come here, some sort of bearish reversal day, right? And to look for cues, we would of course look at silver, and silver is already showing weakness. So we would want to be short going in, right? Like we would want to see some sort of short setup. And looking at the pound isn't as weak, right? It's consolidating right here, and of course there's liquidity on both sides, right? You can see that there's liquidity here and liquidity here, right? I guess we gotta check Canadian is of course weak, right? I guess you could say strong. I guess Canadian is strong, so of course the dollar Canadian chart would be weaker, right? Euro is weak. Euro, we've been pushing higher, right? So going in, of course, I would be leaning bearish, right? And let's see what happens. 7:55, 8, right? So 8 a.m. There's this big candle, right, that runs these stops and then pushes lower, right? And on silver, that that displaced candle does not run that high and does not run any of these highs, right? On pound, it runs that high and then it looks like it's displacing lower. Canadian, it does not take out that high, right? That's very crucial. Does not take out this high and just displaces lower. Euro takes out high, displaces lower, right? And then the next candle, there's more displacement, but there's some sort of rejection and a wick is created, right? A wick is created, bullish, closes bullish, closes bullish, right? Silver, bearish. So of course, looking back in hindsight, the correct trade would have been to take this OTE with this shadow sweep, and the daily profile is of course bullish expansion, and this is a displaced retracement, right? And then place a buy here, put a stop below the shadow sweep, and just aim for, I guess, 3R, right? And then let it run. Boom, right? Of course, in hindsight, that would have been the best play. But live market, what I'm probably thinking is, this is a change in order flow, right? Of course, it doesn't completely take out the low. And knowing what I know now, I might be debating between displaced retracement and change in order flow, but it's one of those, right? And then the next candle prints bullish. After that, this bearish close candle makes me think that from here on out we're going lower, right? Or at least to this low, and then to maybe that low, right? At the very least, even if you're bullish, we could go higher from here. That's probably what I'm thinking. I don't know if I would have taken the trade live if I see it again, because there's no shadows. I mean, I guess there's, of course. I guess there's shadow sweep with what's it called, Canadian, and then you could say, right, and with silver as well. Okay, that's dollar, and silver also looks very bearish, right? So probably would have been a loss, right? Put my stop there and then aim for that. Aim for that. Can't avoid it, right? But I know that the weakness still persists, so I look for some sort of weakness, and then there is a high here and there's a failure swing. Failure swing in silver as well. Failure swing in pound as well. Of course, Canadian dollar had the news. So bullish news, of course. Chart is very very bearish. So all of them have failure swing, right? So what we want to do now is look for a run on shadow. Oh my god! Run on shadow sweep of these highs, and then see if there's a potential short, right? We look. Boom. High gets taken out, right? We look. Pound also has the high taken out, and euro also has the high taken out, right? And looking at silver, let's see, does not take out the high, and gold is starting to move lower. This is a very debatable trade, but had I waited, this would have probably been a good trade at that moment, right? We let it go. Boom, boom, boom. Yep. So, right, that's what we take. But of course, looking back, if we play this forward, I would, of course, me at this point in time would have thought it was a sell-off day and price would keep going, but this is what ends up happening, right? Boom. It goes crazy and then it eventually sells off after 10 a.m., right? So of course, this would have been the setup to catch, but of course, you can't always catch everything and you can't always be right. So there's nothing I can do. But that's my review for December 5.